Hi, I'm Shannon McGee, strategic business coach and franchise owner with Network in Action here in the metropolitan Nashville area. And today I have Angela Akers with CBiz HCM. Thanks for joining me today, Angela.
It's my pleasure. Great. Glad to be here.
So I'd love to hear a little bit about your story. You have been in this HCM, human capital management, for some time. And before I hear your story, help us understand what is HCM.
Yeah, so human capital management is really employee management. It's the technology behind the scenes that helps employers keep track of their employee information, automate, and streamline. So everything from applicant tracking, new hire onboarding, benefit enrollment, payroll, timekeeping, anything that you could think of that might be in a system or a paper process or spreadsheet. We want to get all of that in one place to help employers manage their employee information.
Okay, that helps. Thank you. So you've been in this industry for about 23 years.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit because you've been doing this for some time and now you're with a new company. Tell
Yeah.
me, tell me about that transition and why.
Yeah, sure. So I started at one of the big box companies. They treated me really well, but I really missed I wasn't impressed with their service, and it kind of wore on me after a while. So I ended up starting my own business, really to focus on the service side. And it's hard to scale a small business. So I've been there and I really enjoyed it. It was a ton of fun, but it was also very time consuming. So ultimately I sold it, continued to work for that company. But during that time, this technology that we represented, which is UKG Ready, I absolutely loved. But I left there to work for a local company here that was amazing. Absolutely loved working for them. But after about 3.5 years, I just really missed that technology. And that's what got me. And it just kept drawing me back and drawing me back. And so then I was introduced to another company that really is the best of both worlds, where it's that medium-sized provider, not too big, not too small, very stable, great processes, great customer service, that very hands-on white glove support that clients are looking for. But it also has that UKG Ready technology that I absolutely love. So it was the best of both worlds. I couldn't resist, and I'm super excited to be back again, representing the technology that I love and working with a company that has excellent customer service.
I love your passion for what you do, right? Like you're in this lane, you're great at it, you love it. So what are some of those technology differences that are noticeable, right? Because someone listening may be a little familiar with some things, but your
Yeah.
passion is so much about this technology. So what
Yeah.
makes this technology different and so great?
Yeah, you're right. Because a lot of people don't know what else is out there. And so a lot of the systems out there are very much just here's our system. You got to kind of fit into our box. It's very basic. You can do some of the same things, but there's just not much flexibility in how you do it.
Mhm.
So what I often find companies doing is having to create manual processes or spreadsheets, or sometimes they need multiple systems to accomplish because this system here can't do everything they need it to do. And so now it's just a lot of keying information into multiple places, a lot of redundancy, things getting missed. And so it's also just even the engine behind the scenes as far as complex reporting, notifications. It sends notifications, creates dashboards. There's all sorts of really cool. I kind of geek out on this stuff, but a lot of cool analytic stuff where the
Mhm.
other systems can kind of do the basics, but they don't have the depth of what the UKG platform has. And so I love going in and talking to people, and they think, oh yeah, everything's okay. I mean, maybe they're not happy with the support, but the technology's okay. And then I start asking questions, and they're like, that can be done, that can be automated, really? And so that's really the most exciting thing for me, is to kind of get outside the box and think about some of these ways that they hadn't thought of that could make their life easier.
Absolutely. Well, and you said it earlier, they don't know what they don't know.
Yeah,
Right? So
exactly.
it's certainly worth talking to you just to learn, like, what do you mean these differences, and let you kind of dig in and have a chance to show them. So who are some of the type of people that you'd like to meet and have a conversation with?
Yeah, so I mean, I can work with any company. If it's a small business or a startup company, I'll put my teacher cap on and hold their hand. And I love being able to just make sure they understand the basics and that they're not going to get themselves in any trouble, that they're going to be in compliance, help them understand all of that and get some processes into place. But what's really fun for me is when they start to kind of feel pain around the employee. It sounds bad to say I enjoy the pain, but they start to feel pain around all this stuff. They go, man, this is really a lot. This is overwhelming. So that's where I like to come in and start strategizing with them. How can we make this better? How can we make these processes more efficient? So that's where I really get the most joy, I think, in just helping them when they get a little bit more complex.
Yeah. Yeah. So, being that advisor to help them through that
Yeah,
process, find out what works
exactly.
for them and how, best practices, right? That's the big thing. You don't know what you don't know. And you can read
Exactly.
about best practices online, but actually implementing it is a little different. So, working
Yeah.
with a partner with this education, coaching background and a technology that is super flexible and can meet them where they're
Mhm.
at sounds like a great conversation to have. I
Yeah,
love
thank
that.
you. And yeah, and a couple industries that kind of stand out, I would say anything in healthcare, they're usually a hot mess. Same thing with like manufacturing or construction. So those are industries that just, there's so much compliance, so much regulation. They have so many different rules and things that they have to do that just make them, honestly, they're a hot mess. And so
Yeah.
being able to come in and help clean that stuff up is really rewarding for me.
I love that. So, Angela, if someone wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, so best way is by my cell phone. It's 615-295-0894. My email is angela.acres@cbiz, which is CBIZ, cbiz.com. And then on LinkedIn, you can find me under Angela Acres.
Awesome. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me today, Angela.
Yeah, thank you, Shannon. Have a great day.
You too.